This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can find all the cards featured in this video in their store if you follow the links in the description below. Alright, before we jump into another Zendikar Rising draft, I want to remind everyone that my content is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by clicking on the link in the description below on YouTube or the logo below on Twitch. You can pre-order Kaldheim right now, and they have a lot of other great products too, so check them out. Lithoform Engine. Such a cool card, but terrible and limited, so you don't really want to take it even though it's a mythic rare. You know, they're not all good. And that's an example. That's one that's pretty much an F in limited. Glad you enjoy the content, Work Boots. So, I think we probably take Royal Eruption. It's a great removal spell. It's not the exciting pick, that's for sure. But there's not that much exciting in this pack anyway. You know, I like Fireblade Charger, and McKindy Stampede, and Dauntless Survivor, and Blood Priest. Those are all things you play plenty, but Royal Eruption is the best card in that pack. Kills lots of stuff efficiently and can go after your opponent when you need it to. So, Black Bloom Rogue is pretty good. And that's probably where I'll go here. I've been singing the praises of modal double face cards a lot in this format, but just to repeat myself, the flexibility of these cards is great. And this one's a little weird in that most of them have kind of a situational thing on one side and a land on the other side. This one's actually a pretty good creature on one side and a land on the other side. So you play it as a creature like 95% of the time. But yeah, so I really like the Rogue. It's good even if you're not in a Rogue deck. So, and if we're black-red, we won't be. Okay. So we could consider Bugcatcher. I mean, he is sort of one of the premier commons for like a black-red party deck. But we'd have to end up there, and not 100% sure we would. Canyon Jerboa is pretty good as far as landfall goes, but I don't think it's that much better than Bugcatcher, honestly. And I'm kind of leaning towards taking the Bugcatcher. Also, you know, if someone is trying to draft red to our left, or whatever direction we're passing, they may abandon it once there's no red card in this pack, and that is worth something. And I don't think, you know, Jerboa is good, but not substantially better than Bugcatcher. They may be pretty much neck and neck, really. They're both pretty nice cards. Okay, so Wind Robber's pretty nice in any deck. You know, it's even better in a rogue deck, but it's good in any deck. Songmad Treachery's not bad. This is one more like normal modal double face cards. One side is highly situational, and the other side is a land. And, you know, this kind of effect is usually not great in limited because it's so situational, but by making this a double-faced modal card, which is a cool thing they're doing now, it'll at least be a land when you need one. So Into the Royal's pretty good too. I don't really think I want either of these red cards. Neither are like incredible. I think I like Into the Royal a little more than the Wind Robber. It's good in a wider variety of decks. You know, kicking it and whatnot is really good. Okay, so Kazul's Fury, another one of these modal double face cards. This one also kind of situational as a fling effect. You know, also don't mind Fisher Wizard, and Pack Beast is nice in most decks in this format. But I am leaning towards Kazul's Fury here. Yeah, I think that's where it will go. Yeah, red seems reasonably open. We could have had back-to-back Pack Beasts, so if we do indeed end up in a party deck, we may end up regretting passing both of these, because on this one I'm going to take the Geopede over it. Okay, so this is probably Fisher Wizard, although Expedition Skulker, huh? We already have one rogue. It does feel more likely that we're playing red to me, so I think I'll take the Fisher Wizard. They're close. Both nice 2-drops in an aggressive party deck. Okay, so Expedition Healer, something we can kind of look at. I mean, we're not locked into, red seems like that's happening. But other than that, I don't think we're like locked into either blue or black. So we could consider maybe taking like a healer here, but the healer's not like an amazing card or anything. It's just nice, nice 2-drop. I think we take the Scorch Rider here. So McKinney Stampede did come back. And that is interesting. It's another modal double face card that's situational, but when you can use it, it's really good. When you do have a board where it's worth casting. Yeah, so it's Night Runner or Stampede. I think I'm going to go Night Runner in the end here. Red just seems open enough that I just want to keep taking red things. So this pack's filled with mediocrity. This is probably the most likely card we play in this pack. Like, if we end up in the Wizard deck, we might play it. I guess Broken Wings, the green cards in it, like Broken Wings might make the deck, but we don't have any green cards yet, so I'll just take that. Okay, well, this is interesting. I like Vastwood Fortification more than these 2 green cards, so maybe green's really open. And we'll take, Expedition Healer's not bad either. I'll take this late Fisher Wizard. Okay, so this is probably Crawling Barrens. It's a great creature land that is good in any deck. It's really silly if you have Iridescent Hornbeetle, but it's really good in any deck. Really lets you have a land that actually turns into a win condition late, and this is pretty much the only land that does that in this format, and that's pretty nice. And we're not giving up a lot. Like Akum Warrior may be what we're giving up here. Dauntless Survivor perhaps if we end up in green, but Barrens is way better, and it'll make the cut. Unless we're like 4 colors, it'll probably make the cut for us. Okay, so the blue Inscription isn't that great. Kicking it's hard. It's clunky to kick. I mean, it does have a decent floor, but and I would probably take it in this pack if it weren't for Blood Chief's Thirst. It'd be close with Bubble Snare, but Blood Chief's Thirst is a great removal spell, kills everything, and does it fairly efficiently. So yeah, we'll take it. Okay, so feeling like Black-Red Party is where we're being pulled, because there's a Blood Priest here, and it's pretty nice in that deck. Draining opponents for 2 or 3 with it consistently is a good time. Okay, so here's an Electromancer, another card that's common that's really good for this deck, lets you double spell. I think it's probably what we'll take here. Umara Wizard is probably like better if this were a pack 1, pick 1 scenario. And maybe Bubble Snare is too, but with where we're headed, I think we want the Electromancer. So you guys can go down there. Yeah, so looking pretty nice. We want some more Bug Catchers and some more Electromancers in an ideal world, but we're doing a good job mixing creature types already. 3 Wizards, 2 Warriors, 2 Rogues, and 1 Cleric, and that's what you want to do. And that's one of the things that I think makes this limited format so fun. Like, the party archetype is just so much different than things we've seen before in terms of like a mix of creature types that you have to make more complicated and interesting decisions. So this pack's not great for us. The Blight Priest is great, but only if you're in the Cleric deck, really. In this deck, it's, mostly a 3-mana 3/2 with a party creature type. We probably just take Synchronized Spellcraft. It's not amazing, but it is better in a party deck than anywhere else. It'll do 2 or 3 damage to the opponent often enough, so we'll take it. How about that? So there's a Roost of Drakes here. It's probably too late to flip. Like, how many cards with Kicker do we have right now if we really push that? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Huh. Problem is, it's very difficult to splash. Oh, God, it's so good. But we are happy with Blood Beckoning, and I think that's what we have to take. I just don't think it was practical or wise for us to try to switch here. If it were the beginning of this pack, I probably would have done it. But we've gone a little too deep into this pack to like suddenly shift gears like that. So Sky Dancer here is nice. It's another party creature. It's evasive. Has some synergy with our Black Bloom Rogue. Yeah, I don't know how the Roost was still there. But maybe, I guess everyone else was in a similar situation. So I'll take the Constrictor. It's not super likely to make the cut. You know, doesn't have a party creature type for one thing. I'll take a Fisher Wizard here. Okay, so decent green cards here. We'll grab Light Blade. Yeah, it does kind of look like people have moved in on our colors in this pack. Should I have taken that Roost and just gone for it? I don't know. Okay. So we probably take the Scavenger. It's, you know, it's not a party payoff. It's not super synergistic with our deck, but it does have a party creature type, and it's just really good. At worst, it's a 3-mana 1/3 with Flying, Death Touch, and Lifelink. So, and that's a card you always play in Limited, and it's usually better than that. And we do have a little bit of mill. Maybe we just have the Sky Dancer right now, but it gets a little better if you can mill your opponent some. Wouldn't mind this Electromancer coming back, or this Akum Warrior, or this Gomafada Vanguard, but we'll take the Scavenger here. Okay, so here, man. So the Minotaur is really good in this deck. But I do often see them wheeling, like in a pack like this one. So, while it's really good, I do think we want to take Royal Eruption here a little more. You know, great removal. We don't have a ton of removal right now. We have some, and I think this will pretty much make us happy with our removal. We wouldn't mind a Hellion or a Minotaur, but I think we really want the Minotaur to come back, so let's cross our fingers. Okay, or they'll just give us one in this pack. That works. So I'll grab Shatterskull Minotaur here. You know, this is the deck where Coveted Prize might actually work out sometimes, but I still don't really think you want it. It's just so hard to make it work correctly. And tutors in Limited that cost more than like 1 mana or 2 mana aren't very good. And that's pretty much always true. Because, you know, it's just very difficult. The amount of tempo you lose is hard to get back. So we'll take Shatterskull Minotaur. Okay, so we have an option of a Hellion here, but I think maybe we just take a Skulker. Yeah, I think we do. I mean, we have double face modals and stuff, but we're gonna take the Skulker here. Yeah, we could use a little bit of help on our curve, so. I haven't tried that tutor, no, but I've never seen it work for anybody, and I don't think it'll work for us, even in this deck. So we do have another Skulker, but I think having a Hellion at the top of our curve who can get back like our Fling is probably worth it here. So Subtle Strike or Sneaking Guide. The problem is you can't really be sure of a full party, so it's hard to get there. So Subtle Strike is definitely the better card. Yeah, I think we can take the Subtle Strike here over the Rogue. Okay. Well, I think we'll just take the rare here for gem purposes because, you know, this doesn't have anything in it for us. Alright, we'll take Molten Blast. That was my preview card last time. Yeah, I know, those pack beasts. Those pack beasts. So, Akum Warrior came back. I'm pretty happy about that. I was a little worried nothing would based on how those packs were going, but another nice double face modal card. And another Hellion. I don't know that we're going to play two, but, you know, and I don't know that we're going to play two of those either. The plan is that it's a black-red party deck. I do kind of wish... I mean, we didn't end up with all the payoffs you want. Like, more bug catchers would have been great. But I think it's pretty solid. Yeah, it seems like Subtle Strike, every time it comes out, it overperforms. Every time we've seen it printed. And yeah, I mean, I always like it. I think I gave it a C+ in my set review, and I think that's about right. It's situational, but really efficient. Not that hard to blow people out with. I don't necessarily think you should be running more than 1 or 2, but it is a nice card when you can play it. All right. So, not the best party deck ever, but I don't think it's a bad one either. So, okay. So what's our party mix looking like? 4 wizards, 4 warriors, 5 rogues, and 1 cleric. See, full party wouldn't have been that easy. Yeah, the thing about that tutor too is not only do you need full party, you then also need a card in your hand that costs 4 mana or less to really take advantage of that second clause on it. And expecting both of those things to happen is unwise, I think. So we're not playing the Constrictor. I mean, we have no reason to play most cards that don't have a party creature type in this deck. I mean, if they're good enough, like the GOP, they get to stay, but... yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Well, we probably want 1 Hellion. And we probably go down to 1 Spellcraft. Yeah, that's probably our deck, more or less. How many modals do we have here? We have 2 red ones and 1 black one. So we can probably cut something. Land-wise, that is. Cut something. Although it's harder when you have crawling barons. It does make things a little more difficult in terms of cutting. Because your mana's not going to be as good. That said, right now we have 10 black and 9 red. We can probably go down to 9 red and 10... Yeah. Yeah, we can probably do that and then put back in... Well, what do we have that's worth putting back in? That's the question. We may not really have anything. I mean... I'm not sure we do. Mucklord's not that good. I don't think we want a second Hellion. Yeah, I think we'd rather just have another land for consistency purposes. Yeah, alright. Especially because our rogue is basically always going to be played as a creature. But, yeah. Yeah, I guess that's true. You could search for a 4-mana card. No, I don't love Molten Blast, which is sad because it was my preview card. I basically never play it in Limited, unless I'm desperate. I've played it once or twice, maybe. I just don't think it's worth having a card that can blow up artifacts when what you're giving up is like a huge amount of efficiency. So, no black mana, huh? So we probably have to mulligan. Would be a nice hand if there was just a swamp in it. Alright, this one's much better. I think we probably send Scorch Rider packing. So, we can get back our modal double face cards later in the game. With our Hellion. So we're probably going to play one of them here. This one won't be played till late. This one needs an ideal situation. It does pair well with Skyclave Geopede, incidentally. I think we'll go ahead and play the Warrior first. And if we play Fisher Wizard this next turn, which I guess is pretty likely, we'll probably pitch a land. Yeah. A regular land. Nice. It's not going to quite let us double spell this turn, but it'll let us eventually. Although I may just trade with this squid, honestly. I think I probably will. I can still play Sky Dancer at the end of the next turn and then Electromancer if I want to. Okay. So now we have the means to get back our one of these double face modal cards. So let's think. If I play Sky Dancer, if I flash that in instead, I can then play the Electromancer, and if I have one additional land in play, I can use the mana from it to play a Geopede. But there's no guarantee I'll get that land, so... I mean, I still think it's probably the play, but yeah. That Molten Blast, I guess, would look pretty good right here. Pretty good. Oh, no. Well, beating Roost of Drakes is not an easy thing. Especially because we don't have the black spell that can destroy things. Okay, so that can destroy enchantments is what I'm trying to say. I guess we'll play our Geopede here, just end our turn. I mean, I guess we could try for a blowout with Subtle Strike, but it's not really that much of a blowout. I think we just play Geopede here. And, well, Molten Blast won't destroy the Roost anyway. So, unfortunately. I'm trying to decide if we really need this fourth land in play. More than anything. I mean, I guess it'll help. I guess we probably should play it. It does mean a landfall trigger this turn. And maybe not one next turn, but... I mean, Roost is beatable. I've beaten it a few times, but you usually... It's not... My opponent generally doesn't play it when they still have 20 life, you know? And, that's what they have right now, so... Playing Roost is a lot of fun, though. Do I want to trade? I don't think so. Yeah, Roost isn't nearly as bad as Zenith Flare or Flourishing Fox. I'm with you. I'm with you there. Yeah, that's gross. Okay, so do we want to play Hellion here, or would we rather go Electromancer Geopede? My secondary channel on YouTube is up. It's called Nitzahone History, for those of you who don't already know. It has it's a history channel, not like the channel history channel, but a history YouTube channel. I have a PhD in history, so I've started another channel where I talk about history, medieval history mostly, and there's only one video up so far. But if you're interested in hearing me talk about history, check it out, Nitzahone History. Okay, so let's think here. So the Electromancer into Geopede play seems pretty good to me. Yeah. And then we're actually going to hold on to this land for landfall purposes. Yeah. Good luck to us beating the Roost, but we're going to try. Oh, man. That's not good. Things are getting ugly. Alright. So... I'm going to go ahead and trade for one of these. Which is not good, but... Trading for tokens is never good, but I think it was the right thing to do there. Alright, so let's go for an attack here. Then we'll play our Hellion. I think we want Kazul's Cliffs back the most. Yeah. I mean, it does give us a shot at lethal. Sort of a puncher's chance. Of course, it's less of one when our opponent knows we have it. But, you know, it's whatever. Ouch. So that means the ooze will attack, put a counter on this. Yeah. Although they can't be too aggressive here. Thanks to our Kazul's Fury. They can't go crazy. No, they went all out. Interesting. They must have removal. Right? Yeah. They do. Well, we can use Kazul's Fury as removal. That's the good news. Even if we're not going to be able to use it to finish them off. Math. So, wait a second. Is there a way for me to do lethal here? If I play a land, this will have 5 power. I could Subtle Strike to give this 4. Yeah, it won't be enough. It will not be enough for lethal. And then I think we die. Even if we fling a Geopede at the Sentinel, I think we're dead. Oh, we're not completely dead if we do that, actually. So I guess that's what we're going to do. Yeah. Then we'll end our turn. I mean, we don't have much of a chance of coming out of this, but... It's only 4 in the air. And then we can block the ooze. We can actually block and kill the ooze with Subtle Strike, but they're doing something here that's going to kill us. That'll do it, yeah. It's even with Subtle Strike, so... Yeah, it's not easy to beat the ooze if you don't have a fast start. And we did not have a fast start. So, you know. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Hipster Tomcat, Wicked Future, Work Boots. Haven't been doing a good job of this today. Venzwan, Sterncraft. Thanks to all of you. We've been on a hot streak lately, you know, after our recent slump. So that's been nice. This might be, you know, this isn't a bad deck, but it might be the worst deck we've put together since we've been doing better. Thank you for the follow, Metal MC 1610. I think I got a little tunnel vision in the draft when I went all into black-red, and yeah. But, you know, I don't think it's a terrible deck, but it was not super open, I guess is what I'm telling you. Alright, this is a keeper. Like, you know, I guess if I had to guess her record for this deck, I would think 3-3 or something. That would be my guess. I mean, we do have a few cards that might just take over the game, like our Vampire Nighthawk-esque card. So we're going to pitch a swamp here. Yeah, it does feel like I've been playing it a lot. I know I had a day... Yeah, that's not good. I know I had a day recently where I drafted it 3 times. But yeah, 2 of the decks did really well, so I didn't feel like... Yeah. I think it's a nice deck when it comes together right, in terms of aggro. I don't think I drafted it at all the last couple of streams, but I have been drafting it a lot. I'm glad I pitched lands and drew more lands, you know? I'm also glad that they have a Relic Amulet, which is super good against our deck, unfortunately, for us. Lots of X1s running around. I'll attack with both. Good chance they trade and then Relic Amulet. No, I guess not. Alright, so we'll just leave mana up. Do we want to use the Sky Dancer to trade, or do we try and race here? Huh, interesting. So, they knew Sky Dancer was a possibility. So, they've got... most likely have a way of dealing with it. Yeah, the Amulet's gross. We, yeah. When you can build around it, it's a powerhouse. And it seems like our opponent probably can. Did. Attack with both. We do have Blood Beckoning, which could help us get back in the game if things go too sideways on us. Alright, so we're going to play our Rogue. Yeah, and we can get back 2 cards already, so... But yeah, it would be rough to lose to the Roost and then to the Amulet, but those are 2 uncommon build-arounds that are devastating when they're built around. I think this is even better than the Cleric one. The Cleric one's good, but this one's even easier to trigger, you know? Because you're going to have, in a good Wizard deck, you're going to have like 10 Wizards and like 6 Instants and Sorceries. So that means almost your whole deck can trigger its shenanigans, you know? So, all the non-creatures anyway can. Okay. So I think we attack with both creatures here. The good news is, they're not, like, it hasn't gotten crazy yet with the Amulet, but, you know. See if they have a Duelist. They might. You know, we want to open up this Puncher's Chance opportunity for us, though, between our Fling and our 2 Royal Eruptions. Getting them as low as we possibly can is a good call. So, I would rather kill this, because I don't really want them to draw a card right now, if I can help it. Yeah, Chilling Trap could be it, too. Yep, it is. Alright. So, I think we go with the Hellion here. Does drop them to 8. So I think we want to replay the land so that if we Blood Beckon, we can then also play a 2-drop. So we're going to replay the land. I do feel like the Roost of Drakes and Relic Amulet are both, like, they both are much more fair build-arounds than, like, Zenith Flare type build-arounds. Like, they take some significant work to make it happen. There was so much cycling in Ikoria that it really didn't take that much work, you know? It was just like, oh, okay. Well... that's not exactly what I was hoping for. Alright, so we're going to attack with our Hellion. I mean, we don't really have much of an option, sadly. We have to pressure them some. I mean, if I get to kill both of these, I don't hate that, but there's probably another Chilling Trap in my future. Yeah. Oh, the blowout. The blowout is real. Okay. Well, in that case, as we continue to flail over here, I think we're going to grab Hellion and Fisher Wizard. Hellion does direct damage to them, and that is something we could use right about now. Okay. Yeah, I can't hit players, thank God. But it does usually result in like a 6-for-1 by the end of a game. Man, they hit our Kazul's Fury, which would have given us a tiny glimmer of hope to do lethal to them. Tiny. So, I could just play... I mean, if I play this... No, it's not. Is it going to be just better to play the large creature here than it is the Hellion right this second? I think it probably is. Good chance they have counter magic or something to make us really sad, but... So basically, I think if we had to sum up the problem with our deck, it's that it's not really aggressive enough to be a good, really good black-red aggro deck, you know? And that's what the black-red party deck is. You know, you need like 3 bug catchers and stuff like that to really get there, and we have 1, so... There's not a Royal Eruption in there yet, but... So this turn I can go Electromancer Hellion. That's not half bad. We are still at 17. I mean, we've sort of been thrashing about and not doing much. I mean, I guess we have them down to 8, but we do have some time still at this point. I haven't locked this out entirely. Oh. Okay. I don't think we're actually going to play it this turn, but, yeah. So let's play our Electromancer here. We can use it on the Ruin Crab, I guess. Let's hope they don't stop us. We don't want to be stopped. Nice. They didn't stop us. Oh, I could have replayed a Swamp and then killed the Ruin Crab. That may have been the better plan there. Alright, Akum Warrior. No, there's no reason to attack with the Fisher Wizards. Just the Warrior. We have him at 6. I mean, I'm not desperate to kill the Crab, honestly, but maybe I should be. It gives them a faster way to kill us right now. So maybe returning the Swamp and thirsting the Crab was ideal. I mean, you see anti-cognition in this format too, a significant chunk of the time, and we got anti-cognitioned earlier. So we want to kill the Stalker if we only get to kill 1, and they may do something. They may have yet another Chilling Trap, which would be maddening, but you know, this is the deck for Chilling Trap, that's for sure. Yeah, we'll just play this. We only have 1 landfall card. And it's not going to help a whole lot right now since it's a 3-1. Morning. 3 good. Oh. So it's just top deck, back-to-back Royal Eruptions. Let's do it. What if they mill with the Ruin Crab and off the top comes 2... Royal Eruptions. How would that feel? Not good. We do still have both of them. We don't have Kazul's Fury, sadly, which would get us very close to getting there. Yeah, well, for sure. Yeah, I mean, Jawari is way better because of that, and in a wider variety of decks, for sure. So they decided not to kick that because they want to kill our Hellion. Ooh, this gives us an interesting opening, though, potentially. Oh my. Well, I was thinking I was going to Blood Chief's Thirst this Ruin Crab and then attack with both of these. And maybe that's still what we want to do. And hold on to the Scavenger for later, but the Scavenger is evasive. And that definitely matters. I could just attack with both Wizards and then play the Scavenger. I think that's reasonable. Yeah, alright. Oh, another card that would have done direct damage. But still, both Royal Eruptions are in the deck. They're both still here. So I kind of have to kill the flyer now. But I think that's okay. Yeah, so we're going to kill the flyer. Which will draw them a card, unfortunately. Right, it's going to come down to whether or not they can kill our scavenger. Oh, I think we got there. You know, I said at the beginning, this deck's not great, but it can get bailed out by Nighthawk Scavenger, and that's what happened. That's what we got there. Scavenger showing up at the right time. Right, this looks solid. Might be the kind of hand where we don't really want to pitch anything to our wizard. Yeah. Right now, I wouldn't. And yeah, I mean, again, this deck, what's not great about our deck is the lack of synergy, but we have a bunch of good Eruption. We have, like, individually power cards like Scavenger and Thirst, who both basically together helped us win that last game. So you don't always need synergy, although in this format, a really good black-red party deck does generally want synergy to do a good job. And we have some, you know, but not a lot. The best party decks I've had are the ones that have, like, multiples of the Minotaur, multiples of the Bugcatcher, and multiples of Electromancer. And then you're really in business. Well, we might pitch a mountain to our Fisher Wizard. I don't hate that, since we drew one. Yeah, I think we'll pitch a mountain here. We need double black for both of these, so... Yeah, that's not ideal. Can't trade for it now. I can kill it for 1 black mana if I feel like I need to do that. See, now I don't really feel like pitching anything. I'm going to go ahead and attack with our Fisher Wizard here. We'll probably block, yeah. And then I think we'll just leave up mana for Sky Dancer. Oh yeah, the green party payoff guy is also pretty nasty. So we'll just take another 4 here. do really need a swap. It is tempting to hold on to this to flash in to kill the Scythe Cat later, but I don't think we can afford to do it. Okay. How likely do we think it is that they'll have removal? You're already a 3/3. It's unfortunately fairly likely. But I mean, I could consider playing a little slower here, playing out our Scorch Rider instead of the Scavenger. I guess I don't hate that. It helps us enough. Yeah, I think we'll play Scorch Rider here. End our turn. Yeah, I mean, I'm a little hesitant to use Bloodchief's Thirst on the Paragon, but I'm just hoping I can trade with it at some point, but maybe I should have just taken it down. Okay. Well... Bugcatcher Fisher Wizard isn't terrible. Nor is... Yeah. I kind of think we have to lean on our Scavenger here and hope it can get there. Yeah, you're not going to be blocking effectively or at all, so... I guess maybe if they don't have a land, it will, so we'll hold it back. It's likely they have a land, mind you, but not guaranteed. These two together are not super fun to deal with. Okay, good. Alright, so, well, I think we just play out our attack with our Scavenger and our 2/1 and then play out our big guy. Maybe it's better to play two little guys and Bloodchief's Thirst this 4/3. Definitely attacking with both of those either way. Although, if they continue to not have a land, but if I'm playing out the little ones, that'll work out okay. I guess if I'm gonna Thirst, maybe I wanted to actually kill that first. No, it wouldn't have changed anything. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go Bugcatcher, Fisher Wizard, decline, Bloodchief's Thirst, the Paragon. Yep. Okay. Well... we want to kill that most of all. Do I just want to take 9? Yeah, probably not. Yeah, I think maybe killing one of these would have been better, but I wouldn't have been able to populate the board as much as I did if I went that route. And I think populating the board definitely matters. Oh, that's annoying. More than annoying, actually, since it makes my scavenger so sad. Plus all the life they gained, you know, not really ideal for us either. Yeah. I think we'll play Hellion. I mean, I know we will. So you're just going to be a 3-2, which does not get the job done. Yeah, not loving how this is looking. I mean, we do have Blood Beckoning, so trading with the Shepherd isn't the end of the world, but... And maybe I'll just trade with one of these big guys now, actually. The flyer is a problem, but it doesn't hit as hard. So I'm going to block there. And I'm going to block here. Yeah. See if we get blown out by something. Thank you for the follow, Disturbio HQ. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good. We are pretty much dead. Yeah, probably should have double blocked there. You're probably not wrong. So we're going to go to 1. I mean, if we want to have a chance here, kind of what we need to do. And yeah, that won't do it. We were losing that game pretty much no matter what we did, unfortunately. Yeah, for about the last week, we haven't gone worse than like 4-3, but it's looking like we might this time. Oh, I forgot we have Crawling Barons. It's another card that can take over games sometimes. This is a pretty good hand. It'd be nice to draw something I can double spell with on turn 3, like another Fisher Wizard or Bug Catcher or something. Oh, except these are both wizards, so actually I'll only get 1 mana. So it's not that great. So we'll play Fisher Wizard here and discard a mountain. Nice. It is a 1/3 right now, but... So this one looks like a real party deck, like the good version that you dream of. So it's not looking great. I mean, these 2 warriors are gonna wreck us. So we kind of have to play our Electromancer here, even though we can't use its mana. I mean, we could play the Scavenger, but I don't think it's that great on this board. So they could attack here. No, they decide not to. I'm down with that, I think. Let's play our Black Bloom Rogue here. Okay, 5th land. I think that means I want to attack with everything here. Right now, this is a race we're going to win. If they double block the rogue, I can use synchronized spellcraft to get a blowout. Okay. I may still use synchronized spellcraft here. Nah, I don't think we need to. Yeah, the opponent's lack of mana is certainly lending us an assist here. Yeah, because now we just play Hellion. Which is just way bigger than most things they'll be able to play with their mana. That's pretty gross. Alright. So we'll go ahead and attack with everything. And by everything, I mean both of these creatures. And then we'll play... Yeah, we'll play our Scavenger here. Alright, ooh, okay. I guess you're only going to drain 2, but... sounds pretty good. So we're going to attack first, though. Yeah, use Spellcraft if something crazy happens. Which seems kind of unlikely, but... yeah, I mean, that's not that crazy. It can't block that well on this board. I guess maybe they're just planning on racing us, but... so we'll use Spellcraft here to blow them out for sure. I guess we'll keep them from gaining life. Drops them to 5. This will drain 2 right now. Well, they may have Rage Quit? No, okay. Interesting they would rather kill that than the Scavenger, right? That seems kind of strange to me. But okay. Oh, I guess I couldn't block that, so it was guaranteed lethal. That's why. So that makes sense. We still have lethal because of our Blood Priest here, so... Plus our Crawling Barons could do it too. But yeah. Alright, we got our second win off of someone who was mana screwed. That's how this deck operates, you know. Just waits for opponents to be mana screwed. I mean, I said 3 and 3 was my guess. We're getting close. Yeah, we did have a lot of it a couple weeks ago, so it does even out in the long run. Got to get those gems back, you know. Right, this seems solid. I mean, I'd like more creatures in an ideal world, but our Royal Eruptions have been strangely absent, haven't they? I feel like they have, despite us having 2. This is not a good hand for Shatterskull Minotaur. This is like our only creature without a party creature type in the whole deck. Okay. We kind of want them to block here so we can use Subtle Strike. But I don't know that they will. Nice. Okay. So, that's what we do. Alright, GOP. I think we hold on to the Eruption for now. We could just wipe their whole board. And then next turn, I guess I have Synchronized Spellcraft, don't I? That might not be a bad plan in terms of aggroing out here. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I think that is a good route for us to take in terms of just doing as much damage as we can. I can't believe we haven't drawn a creature with a party type. Kind of crazy, actually. Alright. So we just attack for 6. Then we leave up mana for our Spellcraft. And then we're going to play our Minotaur for the full 6 mana next turn. Look out. I mean, you know, I'm sort of making fun of it, but on this board, it's actually pretty good. Our opponent hasn't been able to muster... Aw, man. Oh, wait. I can blow them out here. So we will. Yeah, using Spellcraft, like when you had... Like, they had to do it there. But having to use it there is rough. They had to just use it and pray. Because that's what their board looked like. Well, this will drop them to 1. This Skyclave Cleric saved them in terms of their life. So we have a few cards that can do the last 1 damage. Yeah, GOP ended up taking this game over, which is kind of funny. So we're going to play Fisher Wizard first here, and then pitch this Swamp, just to see what we can do. Oh, except we kind of want the landfall, don't we? Eh. I mean, even without it, we're okay here. Yeah, I'll discard it. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That gives us an evasive creature, so... And if my GOP does die... Well, I probably won't Blood Beckoning. Well, I could just Blood Beckoning and play it again. Okay. Works for me. I don't think we need to do the Blood Beckoning plan. I think holding on to it in case things really go sideways is probably better. So, if they could survive, they probably can't now. Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of a funny game. It was just like all in on GOP'd, and then we played a 6-mana Minotaur. Which, a lot of games wouldn't have been that good, but we had a great opening to use it there, so... All right, we got to 3 wins. Yeah, it is very vulnerable, but if you can like use a trick to make it survive combat once, it ends up being pretty nasty. And that's basically what we did with Subtle Strike. Plus we got a permanent boost. This is I mean, we're gonna keep it. It's kind of another funny Geopeed hand, but it's unlikely this Geopeed can just run away with the game like it did in the last one, but we can try. Oh, we got our Scavenger. That's nice. We're in need of double black again, but, you know. Okay, no blocks. So I think we probably Royal Eruption the healer and attack here. Yeah. Yeah. We're not gonna use, I mean, we couldn't anyway. Okay. This is very similar, eerily so, to our last game. Okay, so we're gonna kick Bloodchief's Thirst to kill the Skitter Sneak here. And if we draw a land, we can play our expensive Minotaur again. What are you right now? You're a 2-3. We did not draw a land, unfortunately. So we can replay one, though, at least, to get landfall here. Yeah, and that's what we'll do. So we're going to attack here. I think our Geopeed will finally go down, but that's probably okay. I'll kill the Celebrant before I kill the healer. Whoa. Why did it do that? I must have accidentally clicked before it showed up on the screen. Isn't that great? I mean, it's not the end of the world, but I would have rather killed the Celebrant. I never saw the menu show up on my screen, but I was clicking, so that's probably what happened. It's on me. Okay, so it's probably Nighthawk Scavenger time. So our Minotaur will cost 5 next turn. So that's nice. We don't need to draw a land to be able to play it. Yeah, that's gross. Well. I won't be able to play the Minotaur next turn for sure. But I think maybe we honestly want to keep Blood Beckoning to get the Scavenger back. Yeah. Okay, so... So yeah, I think we get back Minotaur and Scavenger. So I think we just slam the Minotaur here and attack them. I like them not knowing what one of our cards is. Probably won't make a difference anyway. Well, Relic Vial's kind of a problem. But I think it might be too late for it to be a real problem. So I'll play the Scavenger in the second main phase, and then at the end of their turn we can put 2 counters on our Barons. So they're just going all out, trying to drain us. They're going to draw a card here too, I'm guessing. They're just hoping to find a way out, which they might find. The good news is our Scavenger can gain us back life that Relic Vial drains. So... See, because I don't know what this card is. They decided they had to double block because I might have the trick, the red trick. Thank you for the follow, Mr. Turtle 911. They don't actually gain the life there now, which matters a tiny bit. Okay. Auto Tapper, you're killing me. We got there. We got the 4 wins. you know, Nighthawk Scavenger will do it, and our Barons. You know, anything that's a winning more than 3 and 3 with this deck feels like a victory to me. So we're probably gonna end up winning 7 now, since I've been talking smack about it. That's true. I could still activate the Barons, but it was still bothered me. But yeah. Since I wasn't actually planning on attacking with it, it didn't matter. Okay, this is pretty good. We haven't really had an early bug catcher hand, and, you know, that'll happen when you only have 1. Ooh. So I think we have to kill that outright with our Subtle Strike. It's tempting to try to wait for the value, but it can get out of hand in a hurry. And granted, I guess we can Royal Eruption it, like, next turn. Is it better to just Royal Eruption it next turn? Nah, I don't think so. We'll just do that. That card gets out of hand too fast. Wow, we've had some serious luck with people having mana problems. Which is kind of crazy. It's like the reverse of our slump phase. I played the Night Runner because I want to be able to pressure the chance to draw a card, basically. So I think we're okay with trading Night Runner here for Blightblade if that's what they want to do. And then we just play out both of these. We haven't actually been able to hit them yet, so... and they still have tons of cards, so they're missing one land drop, if that's all it is. Well, we'll be Royal Eruptioning that. Yeah. And attacking. And we can kick our Scorch Rider next turn, which isn't too bad. That's kind of less than ideal, but, you know, they're not exactly in a kicker deck, at least. Not a heavy one, anyway. Guessing they... Oh, no. Wow, okay. Well, this gives us... Getting them down to 6, even if they stabilize now, is great, because... I guess we've used one Royal Eruption, but we still have several cards that will allow us to do direct damage to them. So having to play an unkicked Gnarlid Colony is pretty rough. Right, so we just attack with everything here. We can just Blood Beckoning in the second main phase and basically not miss a beat. I guess maybe we don't attack with the Skulker, actually, because it's just, like, gonna die. But... Maybe we do. I mean, they have to... If they can't block Scorch Rider here, it's kind of a big deal. So, yeah. I mean, they can. If they can't kill Scorch Rider here, it's a big deal, is what I mean. Yeah, so they are going to block that way. That drops them to 2, which is... Or 1, even, which is good. Is it just better to play the Geopede? No. I don't think so, anyway. Yeah, we're going to Blood Beckoning. Get back Bug Catcher and Skulker. And replay Bug Catcher for trample reasons. Okay, so Pyroclastic Hellion, Royal Eruption. What else do we have that can do 1 damage? Wow. Well, this deck started pretty bad, but it's turned things around, and some of it has been good luck. We've had lots of opponents miss land drops early that we've taken advantage of, so that's just how it's gone. This is what you call a luck streak. The opposite of a couple weeks ago. Alright, this is a keeper thanks to our Akum Warrior. Oh yeah, Spellcraft was another direct damage spell that could have won that game if it went long. So Skydancer Scavenger is always nice to have together. And we're not having a remotely fast start this time, so... Uh-oh. So that can get out of hand in a hurry, and there's not much we can do about it, except hope that they can't trigger it enough. We've had a lot of good decks with this lately. Yeah. So we're just going to leave our mana up here. Next turn, we can Electromancer and Fisher Wizard, after we flash in our Skydancer, that is. Right. what free card do they get? It's a land, and that means they can't play it. That's like the upside. It does do 1 to us, so I think the design on this is really cool, where you don't feel quite as bad when you miss, because you get to do 1 damage at least. So I think that is a good design, and not as broken as like Outpost Siege and other like draw a card every turn enchantments have been in the past. That does go to their graveyard, which is good news for our scavenger. So I think we're going to go for the double spell turn here rather than playing our scavenger. Yeah. So let's play this Fisher Wizard, and I think we'll discard a Swamp. Oh wait, that's not what we want to do. We want to play the Electromancer first. Yeah, so play Electromancer here. Then we'll play our Fisher Wizard. Then we'll discard a Swamp. Nice. Yeah, we may not have all the synergy in the world, but we have lots of removal in our hand, not to mention a Nighthawk Scavenger. Well, guess I'm glad we didn't play our Scavenger earlier. Okay. Well, it's probably Nighthawk Scavenger time. I could also just kill this with Royal Eruption. Killing that with Royal Eruption and attacking with both of these, and then playing Bug Catcher, does sound appealing. Yeah, I think that is the route we're going to take here now. So, kill that. Attack with both. I'm sure they'll trade with our Electromancer. 16. Then we'll play a Bug Catcher. Oh yeah, I really like the Electromancer. It's such a key card if you end up with a good version of this deck. It's not quite as key in this deck because we can't make it work as much. So they get a free card that time. See if it lets them play another spell. That's when it's really backbreaking. And it does. They're going to get back their Akum Teeth, I would guess. No, they decided not to. They must want the mana for some reason, which is a little scary. Yeah, I can live with it. So, it's Scavenger time, and we're going to play it in the first main phase so that our Bug Catcher gets a boost. Alright, got him down to 12. Let's hope they can't kill our Scavenger. You can. We could use a Blood Beckoning. We'll get one later, I'm sure. Oh boy. Well, the good news is we can kill things a couple of times and make them re-equip. And they actually don't have double white right now, so like I can just go Synchronized Spellcraft now, and I should probably. But yeah, I'm glad they don't have double white right now, but they're likely to get it at some point. Right, they don't get a free card this turn. They do get a free damage, though. So, you know, not too bad. Okay, so player Skulker here. Yeah, we can't really attack right this second. I mean, I could just kill the champion, I guess, and attack. But Yeah, I mean, especially if they draw white, they can hit us pretty hard. I don't know that we would necessarily lose the long game. I mean, we probably will because of these two things, but the fact that we could blow up something else later is tempting, but it probably is best to just do this now. So we've played one Royal Eruption and our Synchronized Spellcraft. Ouch. Well, that's not good. I think we pass here. Dropping them to 5, I mean, it does mean, I guess, that we would have lethal if we top deck our Royal Eruption next turn, but I'm not sure that's worth it. I mean, if I knew I was going to draw Royal Eruption, I would do it, but we just don't. Oh, no! That's not good. Okay, so we're going to take the 5 here. Top deck Royal Eruption. Well, it's not Royal Eruption, but it's not terrible. I mean, we're probably dead. I mean, this is just going to wreck us here. Especially if they hit a land. Even if they don't hit a land, we're in trouble. So, if they did hit a land, we're dead. If they don't hit a land, we're probably dead. Okay. Well, this gives us a chance. That gives us less of one. But they didn't hit a land, and I have to be happy with that. Okay. So we're just going to chump the Morog here. And take 5. Man. I think we're still dead. You know, it helps, but yeah, I can't do enough. So if they don't get a land, am I still dead next turn? Probably am. We'll hold on to this to maybe make them overly concerned, which might give us a slight edge. If they hit a land, we're dead. If they don't hit a land, we'll get one. We might get one more turn, but probably not. Well, I guess they didn't hit a land. How were you worded? Can they do it? No, they could still do it in the second phase, unfortunately for us. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's no way to stop this. Even with an additional blocker. The trample here is real bad. So, I mean, I wish I had one more life, because that would make a world of difference. A world of difference. Because we can just block. I mean, we'd still lose, let's be real, but we'd survive for one more turn. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and scoop. We're not going to get there. This deck overachieved, though, but I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy with a 5-3 with this deck, so I'll take it. I'll take breaking a little more than even.